Let me kick off this video and say something that sounds subtle, but actually has some real financial consequences if you miss it. Most LinkedIn advice is technically correct, but strategically wrong. It's built to grow accounts, but not to grow trust. And if you're a founder or executive or consultant, trust is the asset you're actually monetizing. Because LinkedIn isn't where people decide to like you, it's where they decide, will I take this person's call? Would I introduce them to someone important? Do I trust how they think? And in this video, I want to walk you through why most LinkedIn advice sounds the same, why it quietly mispositions leaders, and what actually works today in 2026 under the new rules, without turning you into a content person or influencer. And this is all key information that your local marketing guru is hiding from you, but I'm here to spill the beans. I started noticing this pattern working with executives who were doing everything so-called right. They were posting consistently, they were adding value, and they were following the best practices. And yet, the wrong people were engaging. Junior audiences, peers, non-buyers, they were getting a lot of activity, but very little leverage. One founder said something to me recently that really stuck with me. He said, "Owen, it feels like people are paying attention, but not the right people who matter." And that's when it clicked. The problem is not more effort. It wasn't even frequency or even content quality. It was positioning. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most LinkedIn advice is designed to scale. It has to work for new grads, solopreneurs, creators, marketers, side hustle people. But honestly, most importantly, it's looking for people that are looking to hire or those looking to get hired. That was the beginning of why LinkedIn was created. So it can't rely on context alone. And when advice can't rely on context, it defaults to behavior, which is exactly what I talked about in another video about how the new Brew 360 AI-driven algorithm is operating today. But your traditional advice like post this often, post during this time, use this format, or comment this way, that's honestly not wrong. It's just incomplete because leaders don't win by activity, they win by judgment. And judgment doesn't show up in templates. Now, here's where this becomes urgent. LinkedIn itself has fundamentally changed. Quietly, structurally, and recently. Since November 2025, the platform has moved towards a single unified recommendation system, very similar to how YouTube and Netflix operates. It wants its users to see content that relates to them and that is relevant to them, and that sparks a need for them to continue to stay on the platform and consume. And that's what the system cares about. It's not tricks. It cares about finding the right fit that is relevant to the user. It's a fit between the person who's posting the ideas and expressing them and the people most likely to care. And this is why hacks in the latest AI tactic is not going to work, because you can't cheat the system because it learns and revolves around real human behavior, not surface tactics. So if you've been in the game for a bit on LinkedIn building your audience, I'm sure you've tried all the automation tools. I sure have myself. They don't work as well as you might think. And this is the exact reason why. Because they haven't been able to replicate real human behavior, and hopefully they never can. Because I believe at the core, people buy from people. And they want to build trust with someone who they know, like, and trust well before they actually hand over their credit card. And here's the shift most people miss. LinkedIn used to reward what you posted. Now it rewards how clearly can you think and who that thinking is for. And that's why authenticity matters again. Not in like a vulnerable Brene Brown for attention way, but in a clear worldview, clear beliefs, and clear audience way. The platform has gotten better at understanding who engages deeply, who returns, who clicks through, and who stays, but also most importantly, who is saving your content. And that means smaller, clearer audiences aren't being buried anymore. And the lion's share of reach and content isn't going to the big wig folks with the large audiences. The advantage doesn't go to the loudest people. It goes to the most clear. And this matters more if you're an executive because your downside risk is different. You don't get punished with fewer likes. You're going to get punished by being remembered incorrectly. You'll sound busy instead of decisive. Informed, but interchangeable. And the worst part of this all is your competitors are winning the right attention while you quietly fall into LinkedIn purgatory. And this has been the biggest fear for so many of my done-for-you ghostwriting clients because first off, they are handing off their voice to us. They are trusting us with their reputation, their credibility for myself and my team to publish on their behalf. So a lot of them are worrying that maybe we can't match their voice but they know the value of using us because they have no time to do it themselves. But those who think that they can do it themselves and try before they come back to us are actually shooting themselves in their own foot, because even though it is them writing the content, LinkedIn doesn't know that for sure because it's analyzing their content and it's pushing it to the wrong people, which then makes the subject matter expert be known for something that they don't want to be known about, simply because the executive doesn't know how to clearly convey their own ideas. Yes, this is all very ugly. So the best case scenario is to tag team with folks like us, who are a growth agency, to help you stop being invisible, start being top of mind, and get more clients from LinkedIn without spending a single second writing your own content. Or go for it yourself. You could try it out yourself, miss the mark with your content, and damage your profile presence by appealing to the wrong target demographic. It's your call. So again, the focus here is that it's not more posts or even better hooks, but these 3 things most leaders skip and that your local marketer is not going to let you know about. The first one is having clarity of your audience. If you're not crystal clear on who you're speaking to, then the algorithm can't help you, and if anything, it's going to hurt you. The second is clarity on your worldview. What do you believe that shapes your decisions? And lastly, clarity of judgment. How do you see situations differently because of your own unique experience, not just information? There's no shortage of information now. We can all go on ChatGPT and find out the same stuff. But you have unique experience and worldviews that you should bring to the table that will make you stand out from your competitors. So this is a conversation for another time, but if you're unclear on any of those 3 things, then LinkedIn is going to become a tough challenge for you. And as I say this, I think of one client that comes to mind. They understood the value of LinkedIn immediately. They didn't need convincing. Their message wasn't landing though, and the right people weren't leaning in to want to learn more. So here's what we did. We got to work and we tightened who they were speaking to, what they believed, and how they expressed their judgment. The platform responded beautifully, not just with noise, but with the right conversations, and that's exactly the work we do. So if you're feeling this pain of putting out content and getting the wrong people to hear what you're all about, then you should give us a call. So if LinkedIn has felt frustrating lately, it's not because the platform is broken. It's simply because the rules have changed, and they've just changed as of a couple months ago. And the old playbook was never designed for leaders anyway. So stop using the old playbook. It's totally dead. If you want help tightening your positioning and using LinkedIn as a trust and deal flow surface, but not just a content treadmill, there's a link below to apply to work with our team. Totally no pressure, but I want to save you from hurting your presence on LinkedIn and causing you to spend years of building up your resume and business, all to fall on flat ears. And if this video has felt like it's speaking to you, then you already know why. I'll talk to you soon.